Hello friends, Dark Host is here, and today, getting back to the gaming, and I'm bringing back an old series that I had started and made one or two episodes of, and the series is WoW Add-ons Worth Having. Yes, well, there's so many add-ons out there, it's hard to funnel through them all, but there are a few gems out there that, every WoW player should have. Today, I'd like to talk about Gnomesequencer. Yeah, this has been around for a while. It's kind of on the margins, you might say. I'm not sure WoW is totally fully on board with this, because in the old days, you could reduce all of your combat keys or all of your macros into one button, and that is what Gnomesequencer is. There are macros for every single class, as you can see. You can click an option where you can just see your macros for your class, so it's not so overwhelming. But it's very neat. You can import macros from the WoW Lazy Macro forums. I highly recommend going to the WoW Lazy Macros and reading up about Gnomesequencer and all the tons of macros, customizable, using icy veins as most of the templates, for the best sequences. And it isn't as good as doing it by hand. I mean, you're gonna miss a key here or there, but overall, it makes life a whole lot easier. As you can see, what you need to do is open up your macros menu and make a macro matching the name of the macro to your right there. So like you see Sam Prot AOE, underscore, of course, between those. And what you do is just create a macro to match the macro name on the right. You can create your own customizable macros, of course, and you can record a macro on the fly, which is really awesome. It makes it really easy. Now, the purpose of this add-on, if I wasn't clear earlier, is to reduce all of your keys down to one key. And as you see where I have it highlighted right there, as long as that part matches the name of the macro, it'll work. So you see right there where it says Sam Prot ST, as long as that matches the name of the macro over to your right, then it'll work. You also, I believe you have to press the export button as well. I have had a few instances where it wouldn't work right away until I clicked the export button. Sometimes it did work without pressing the export button, so don't ask me. How add-ons are kind of fickle. And I know one thing is, like, if you log out and log back in, that they'll usually all work. So if you're having any problems like that, that's probably what the deal is. It needs to load up into your cache or something like that. But like I said, this makes life so much easier. I really don't, I'm not sure how I'd get along without this thing, because it's excellent also for like multi-boxing. If you multi-box, you can transfer a whole slew of commands into one key, and then transfer them off to your other characters, your other accounts, when you're running them at the same time. I haven't really talked a whole lot about multi-boxing, but I have got back into it since they made it where you could buy subscriptions for only so much gold. But how gold is, it runs out. And here you can see the macro in action. It's really cool, man. The thing works flawlessly. This is several versions, and maybe a couple of years of development. This thing has came a long way, and it's so customizable, and that's what I really love about this thing. You don't have to go with the macros that come with it. You can create your own, and the best thing about this is you can switch between all of your alts, have their macro ready. You're ready to roll. You don't have to go through an entire list of the right sequences to do for each class. It's already done for you. And like I said, there's macros for every single class, and you can go into the options here, and then you can look at the macro directly and see exactly what each macro does. And over here to the right, there's items like your ring, your head, neck. There's several items that you have to use to make them work, of course. So this will also do that for you automatically. Some people don't like that to be automatic, so you can also turn them off in this part of the thing. But like I said, I mean this is one of my all-time favorite add-ons to have. I'm not sure how I'd get along so much so easily without this thing right here, because I do have multiple characters, and it makes life so much easier just to be able to go to your other characters and they're already ready to roll. One great thing about Gnomesequencer is you can pretty much just install this add-on and it's ready to roll. You just make your macros and you're done. There are even options available where it will create the macro for you, but I like to make the macro myself. But there is options where all of that's customizably generated, and you can also drag the macros directly from the macro menu. And the way you access the main thing there, the main options and the macros, is you do /gs. And there's also a help file that comes with it, and if you want to read that, it's /gs /gs space help, and that will bring up the help file. And also there are forums at Wow Lazy Macros, and also I believe at the main Gnomesequencer site, where you go to download the add-on off Curse. Look for the Gnomesequencer site there, and you can also check that out and read up more about it. And as you can see, let me show you how to record a macro here. Go over, you press your /gs, then you just click on the record. And first, what you need to do is bring up your skills menu here. This is how I do it. I think there's like a couple. I'm pretty sure that you can just go to a test dummy and just press the keys the way you would want them to turn out. I found this way to be just a little bit easier. Just click the record button and then select the sequences. And this isn't a sequence I would use. This is just for demonstration purposes only. So just shift click each one of the skills that you wish to add to the macro, and that will be added to the list. And you can once the macro is created, you can add type in exactly certain things that you could have it send yourself a message if you wanted to. It's that customizable. And voila, there you go. You just press the stop button and you've created your first macro there. It's very easy. The point of this video is not to explain exactly how Gnomesequencer works. It's just to give you, turn you guys on to some really cool add-ons in a sea of add-ons. I found this probably about a year ago, and geez, it's been a huge lifesaver for me. And here, as I just give you an overview, you can see how customizable it is. I really love this thing. I can't say more about it. And I would like to apologize for the volume levels in this video. I had a little technical difficulties. Blame a kitty. I have a kitty bugging me right now. So here, let me show you some more of the options here. Here you can just see, this is where you can make it automatically generate your macros if you want to go that way. I like my own cumbersome way. I'm old school, guys, and I do things the old way. And there you can see it. That's you just click that in your options menu there, and then you can have it automatically generate. You can have it, require that you're targeting something where it won't fire off by accident. You can prevent UI errors. That's just kind of more of a developer thing, and you can use first string in key release. It's just there's so many options here as well. That's why I was going on about it being so highly customizable and just such a lifesaver. And you know, if you're like me and you play a lot of alts, you really need this add-on right here. It's 5 stars all the way, and I just hope that Blizzard, hey, if you're listening, Blizzard, you know, this thing is a lifesaver. If this thing goes away, I'm gonna quit playing WoW. So you know, don't tamper with Gnomesequencer, please. That is my only request. That, you know, Blizzard doesn't show their butts and maybe do something to this. You know, it's not against the rules. You know, I mean, like I said, this thing's been out for years and it hasn't hurt anybody. And it's really, you know, people who are disabled or something like that, you know, they couldn't live without something like this. That's what I've read in the forums. You know, several testimonies of people that, you know, they can't play without this thing. So thanks, guys. This is Darkosis. Remember to subscribe and thumbs up videos. That really helps me out. I hope you like this video, and I hope you have some fun with Gnomesequencer out there. This thing's awesome. Take care.